JPS Montessori being featured as this month's Teacher of the Month in Good Things Going. First grade teacher Hillary Fairbanks and her principal, Rob Campbell. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Thank you, Bart.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thanks.
Second teacher of the day that we've had being honored. And Hillary, you've been on our show before, but I think you were at a different school.
I was. I think I was at McCulloch the last time I was here, so yeah.
So you've always been an elementary teacher?
I have. This is my 21st year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I student taught it at JPS at Northeast, and then when I graduated, I was short stint at Jackson Arts and Technology on Griswold, and then I finally was able to get back into Jackson Public, so I've been there ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back at Rob hopes your forever home.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And Hillary's the kind of teacher you wish every classroom had.
100%. Yeah, like I said, I don't know anyone, I don't know anybody better.
Well, Ryan at Good Things Going put together a video about you. So I thought we'd take a look at a couple minutes of that, and then we'll talk some more. Let's take a look. Here's just a preview of this month's Good Things Going.
In 25 years, I have never met a better teacher, or a teacher that I'm more inspired by than Hillary. She's just exceptional in every way with her students. I taught a long time, and I watch her teach, and I wish I would have been that good of a teacher.
I've been a teacher for 21 years. I went into teaching, I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then my older brother told me that, you'd have to put animals to sleep, and I was like, okay, I can't do that. So my second choice when I was very young was a teacher. And I kind of decided that because I had a teacher who believed in me. He worked with me. I was kind of difficult and challenging at times, and he really listened to me, which is something that I needed at that age. At the Montessori school, we have a motto. We have a word, it's called PACHM, and it stands for peaceful, accountable, courteous, empathetic, and mindful. And the whole school uses this as our goal that all of our students are gonna show PACHM everywhere they go, in the classroom, on the playground, outside of our school building when we're in the community. So we really use PACHM in our classroom. Every week we choose one of those things that we're gonna really focus on that week. If it's accountability, then we set our goals. Each child sets a goal. This is how I'm gonna show that I'm accountable this week in our classroom. And we just keep practicing all of those, throughout the whole school year over and over. And, if they're not showing PACHM, we talk about it. How are we gonna fix it? We really focus on trying to so the children can self-regulate that on their own. We want them, you start to hear the kids saying, you're not being peaceful, your voice level's too loud, you're not being mindful of others, you're stepping on their work area, so the kids start to follow it on their own as we practice it all year long. That moment comes at different times for everybody. My favorite are my kids that are really struggling, the ones that are really having a hard time and things don't seem to click. And then I just had it happen the other day with one of my little girls, and I overheard her say, I really am smart. Like when it finally clicks with them and they can acknowledge themselves, how much they've grown and how much they've learned, that for me is my moment where, okay, I know I believed in them, but now they believe in themselves. And that's what I've been working for all year, is just for them to believe that they can do it. Once they believe they can do it, they can do anything. Sometimes it just takes a while to get them to believe in themselves. And when she has a bright, big smile on her face and she's like, I really am smart. I'm like, yes, you are. I've been trying to tell you for 150 days how smart you are, So yeah, that's the moment for me, when they realize it themselves and they believe in themselves.
Great, and thanks to Ryan Pennewell from Good Things Going for putting that together. You mentioned you had a teacher that was a big influence. I was curious, who was that?
His name is Daryl Dunkel. He taught at Vandercook Lake for many years. He was a teacher biology teacher in high school. He was my basketball coach in high school. He would come with the youth basketball, you know, even when we were younger, he would try to get the youth program going. So he kind of knew a lot of my family members and took me under his wing. And
Cool. I don't know a single teacher that doesn't have a teacher in their life that inspired them to get into the profession. You as well, Rob?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I think, you know, the first one I remember, his name was Mr. Eichenberg. He was an 8th grade teacher. And that's the one I remember, who really kind of set me on that path.
Well, and you guys are influencing who knows how many. Could be the next teachers are in your classrooms.
We hear students at the school say, I want to grow up and be a teacher.
We've got some photos that you guys sent over from JPS Montessori, and I noticed you're on the floor a lot.
I am, yes, I am. You know, it's not a traditional setting, Montessori. We have a few tables, but the kids work on the floor. They work at some of the tables. They work where they're comfortable, which for me is really important. I think if I had that opportunity when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have had as many challenges if I didn't have to stay put. So yeah, they work in spots that work for them.
Did you choose first grade, or did first grade choose you?
Well, in Montessori, it's a little different, the setup. You know, sometimes they're multi-age. Kindergarten and first grade, I've worked closely in both of those, but this year I'm first grade, and then next year when my kids go to second grade, I'll go back down to kindergarten, and then I'll work with my kids for kindergarten, and I'll go up with them to first grade the following year, so that I'm working with them for 2 years in a row.
Oh.
So, I mean, it did choose me. I like the little kids. I like to get them when they're young and kind of mold them to how I want them to be before they get a little bit older. I think it's easier that way, so.
Wow, there's a lot going on. I mean, it's almost like sensory overload in the classroom.
It is. You know, it isn't for every kid, because in Montessori, it's most of the time student-led, student choice. So they're deciding what they're working on and when they're working on it. I make sure everybody knows what they need to do, and not everybody's at the same levels. So they're all doing different things. When you see the kids on the beads with on the floor, they're actually doing multiplication, and it's first grade. You know, not every kid in the class is ready for that, but they can work at their own level, and they're all doing something different. So, yeah, it is a lot going on.
I mean, it looks like a lot going on, but you can walk in there and it's one of the calmest classrooms you'll walk into.
Yeah, it's classroom I'd love to visit, and this is really the first year that things have returned to, you know, pre-pandemic normalcy for all the kids, including at Montessori. So how many, do you have a calendar with Xing the number of days left?
We're counting down. Yeah, the 9th is our last day with students. We've got a lot of fun stuff planned between now and then. Yeah, it's kind of a whirlwind this month at every school.
Yeah, and you're gonna pack up all the kids and go to Jackson High for field day?
Oh yeah, yep. It's one of the kids' favorite days of the year. We love it.
Yeah, it's
They
one
do
of my
such a
favorite.
great job with it.
Are we back with, are you guys doing any field trips?
Actually, on Monday, though, the whole school is going to the Binder Park Zoo. We'll head over to Allskate, which is nice because we can just walk. That's another one we'll get in before the end of the year. And we've had some performances coming, and you know, some science show come in a couple weeks, and yeah, we like to get all sorts of fun in there.
What gets you, after 21 years, what gets you excited to get up and get to the classroom every day?
You know, they grow so much in these early years. They change and they learn so much. And if I sit back and I reflect on how the kids were on day one to now, that itself is all I need, because I could walk out of that room and they could run it without me there. So
They are right
you know,
now.
Yeah, they are. That is what keeps me going. I mean, in the beginning, you know, sometimes you're like, here we go, you know, but at the end, at this time of year, I don't usually have to do a whole lot.
That's interesting that you see the growth of the child over the course of the year. Noticeable.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know you've got a lot of excitement over these last few days of school. Hope the whole school community enjoys the rest of the year and has a nice, safe, and happy summer, and you as well.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you for having us.
Good to see you both.
Thank you.
You can see more about the first Teacher of the Month and Good Things Going Facebook page, and that is Hillary Fairbanks and her principal from JPS Montessori, Rob Campbell. The sponsor of Good Things Going, Rick Walton, he's in the building, and he's actually in the green room, and he's coming up next. Stay tuned.